Kung naghahanap ka ng sunscreen under 500 pesos na sobrang lightweight, walang white cast, hindi shiny, and oily and acne-prone skin friendly, eto na talaga guys, eto na yung video for you, and promise, sobrang pasabog ng mga sunscreens na to. Hi everyone! Mag-uusap na naman tayo about skincare, and skincare. And kung papipiliin niyo ako ng sunscreens na favorite ko ngayon, as someone with oily and acne-prone skin na sobrang pawisin talaga, lalong-lalo na sa init and lagkit ng Pilipinas, these would be 5 of my top recommendations and isang runner-up na honestly, hindi ko nga napansin at first, pero under 500 pesos pala silang lahat. And pag na-try nyo kahit isa lang sa mga sunscreens na to, I swear guys, hindi nyo na siya problemahin for a long time. Siguro until ma-out of stock yung pinili mong sunscreen. But with that being said, wala nang any, let us begin. So sunscreen number 1 is from a Korean brand and also the sunscreen na makikita ninyo pag pumunta kayo sa CR ko. It's my current daily sunscreen and it's also my favorite Korean sunscreen as of the moment. This is from the brand Frankly and it's their Cicahae Sun. Na yung sunscreen na to, na-discover ko siya around mid last year and after almost 6 months of including this into my skincare rotation, honestly, medyo nagtataka pa rin ako, bakit hindi pinapansin yung sunscreen na to because the texture of this is really A+++. Ang ganda talaga. And ipapakita ko yun in a while pero ang masasabi ko lang sa sunscreen na to guys, as someone na oily and acne prone ang skin, minsan ang routine ko sa umaga pag nagmamadali ako is just yung acne medications ko which is yung Benzac and then ito. And then okay na ako. As in, 2-in-1 moisturizer and sunscreen siya without yung bigat na ayaw natin sa mga cream products or mga cream moisturizers and cream sunscreens. Now what's nice about this is it's also a high protection sunscreen at SPF 50+, PA4+, and because Korean sunscreen siya, it has the newer, very stable and advanced UV filters na high protection from both UVA and UVB rays. And also, 5 UV filters yung ginamit nila rito. Bonus pa because this also does have niacinamide and Centella asiatica which helps repair and soothe our skin. And sa mga sensitive skin dyan, I'm happy to say this is also fragrance and drying alcohol free. And actually, speaking of sensitivity and irritation, this is a very reliable sunscreen for me in terms of that. Kasi talaga, kahit anong condition ng skin ko, nalalagay ko to without any irritation at all. And yung texture kasi nito guys, one of the best cream sunscreens that I've tried ever, as in promise. Now when you dispense this onto your skin, at first mukha siyang cream na parang normal lang, but the more you blend it onto your skin, mas mafe-feel mo na para siyang gel cream talaga. There's just a right amount of hydration na ang bilis din talagang mag-absorb the more you blend it onto your skin, and the finish is very natural. Ang dami kasing mga Korean sunscreens ngayon na gel or gel cream sila, yes, pero aminin natin on our Filipino skin na sobrang pawisin, na tapat talaga sa init at lagkit, medyo shiny pa rin yung finish niya ng konti. But this one, pwede sa maarte in terms of shine. And the best part, it feels very lightweight on the skin even after kaiiwan mo lang sa kanya. So ito, perfect siya for those who want a 2-in-1 moisturizing sunscreen, especially if you're using acne medications. And medyo magiging controversial to, pero for me, mas nagustuhan ko to kaysa dun sa Beauty of Joseon or even sa Face Republic na gusto ko dati. Okay pa rin naman yung mga sunscreens na yon, but this one is really so much lighter and a more affordable version at just 410 to 499 pesos depending on the season na bibilhin mo siya. And that's for 50 ml of product already. As in guys, ito yung current top ko na Korean. Ay, teka, parang naging iba yun. Uy, parang hindi ka nag-think ng right. Sure. As in, current top na Korean sunscreen. Klaruhin natin. Nakakaloka. Now, next up, we have a sunscreen that is currently my top pick and my number 1 recommendation kung sa Watsons ka bumibili ng mga skincare mo. As in ito guys, this is one of the most lightweight and watery sunscreens, if not the most lightweight and watery sunscreen na mahanap mo sa buong Watsons. This is actually a sunscreen that I've already mentioned before and it's from the brand Y.O.U or Y.O.U and it's their Sunbrella Intensive Care Aqua Sunscreen. Now, some of you might already know this sunscreen because in-include ko to doon sa Best Watsons Skincare Under 500 na video ko. And like I did say sa video na yon, as in hakot awardee talaga yung sunscreen na to in so many ways and is currently my favorite Watsons sunscreen of all time. As in, ganun talaga siya kaganda guys, and the fact na inuulit ko yung product na to sa video na to, I really love this sunscreen so much. Now first, this is a high protection sunscreen at SPF 50+, PA4+, and it also has 2 really good UV filters filters, avobenzone, and Uvinol T150 to protect you from both UVA and UVB rays. Aside from that, meron din tong antioxidants in its formulation which help boost yung sun protection ng sunscreen na to, and even 5 ceramides which are skin repairing ingredients, and that helps make the sunscreen good for even sensitive or irritated skin types. And speaking of sa mga sensitive and irritated skin, fragrance and drying alcohol free din yung mga to, so perfect na perfect talaga siya sa mga madaling ma-irritate yung skin. But what really makes this sunscreen so good is yung sobrang comfortable na feel niya on the skin. Again, this does look like a cream at first, pero kapag blend mo siya onto your skin, bigla-bigla talaga siyang magme-melt to a watery consistency, and then mag-a-absorb din siya agad-agad on the skin onto a finish na in the middle of natural and soft matte with a very light, refreshing feel. Kaya talaga for me, ito yung top pick ko sa Watsons na kung oily and acne prone ka and pawisin ka and ayaw mong sobrang mabigat yung feeling ng sunscreen, this is really the sunscreen for you. Especially if ayaw mo rin mag-moisturizer pero may konting irritation ka from your acne medications, okay na okay din as a 2-in-1 moisturizing sunscreen because meron tong mga ceramides. And in general, sa mga gusto ng super light na sunscreen na parang wala na lang yung feeling niya as the day goes by, hindi malagkit, hindi mabigat, walang white cast, this is one of the most accessible options because again, Watsons lang, mabibili mo na agad siya. Na ang con ko lang dito is sa ibang mga physical na Watsons stores, this comes in at a little over 500 pesos or at 500 pesos. So ang tipid tip ko dito is para maging under 500 pesos siya, bilhin niyo siya online. Kasi guys, sa Y.O.U official stores sa Shopee and sa Lazada, 409 pesos lang to. As in, nakakaloka talaga. Wala pang sale yun ha. And as usual, para hindi kayo mahirapan, especially ngayon na parang ang daming mga fake seller na galing China na parang robot na hindi ko alam sa Shopee and sa Lazada, ilalagay ko na lang yung link to the official stores sa description box para hindi nyo sila need hanapin. Alright, and now next up is another easy to find drugstore sunscreen. Mahanap mo lang din to sa Watsons, and this is for those na medyo mas matibay yung skin nila, hindi sensitive, and hindi mabilis humapde. And I say that because this one is an alcohol-based and may fragrance siya na sunscreen, but in exchange, mattifying siya. Especially kung nagre-reapply ka ng sunscreen and ayaw mo talaga yung parang shiny na mabigat na feeling, ito talaga guys, as in 8 hours, reduce talaga yung oil as in perpok na perpok for very oily skin. And medyo nagulat ako dito because this is surprisingly from the brand NIVEA, and it's their Triple Protect Acne Oil Control Sunscreen. Nasa mga matagal lang nanonood ng mga videos ko in my channel, you guys know na hindi talaga ako generally big fan of NIVEA products. As in, yung mga NIVEA men products nila, yung mga oil, acne clear, foaming, extra bright wash nila, ekis na ekis talaga yun sa akin. Pero na-curious ako dito because nakita ko yung acne oil control sa pangalan niya, and actually at first iniisip ko parang, naku, ano naman tong pauso ni NIVEA na acne oil control? Totoo ba yan? But despite that, I decided to check it out kasi curious nga talaga ako, pero wala akong expectation at all na magugustuhan ko siya. So sabi ko, sige, less than 500 lang naman to, so go. Pero nung trinay ko siya, in fairness guys nagulat ako because true enough, it really did help control some of the shine na na-produce ng excess oil ng skin ko. As in, ang galing. Now this is still a high protection sunscreen at SPF 50+, PA3+, and it does contain 5 UV filters na more on the traditional ones yung ginagamit ni NIVEA, pero oldies and goodies pa rin naman sila. And in fairness naman, they still help give you a relatively good amount of UVA and UVB protection. So, check tayo doon. Now, another thing that surprised me about sa sunscreen na to is yung consistency and texture niya. Pag dinispense mo kasi to, para lang siyang light cream, but when you spread it onto the skin, parang may burst of hydration siya na akala mo magiging shiny, but the more you blend it, parang bigla lang siyang mag-a-absorb onto a surprisingly soft matte finish. Now again, like I did say a while ago, alcohol-based and fragrance to, medyo maaamoy mo talaga siya sa formulation, pero hindi naman sila yung sobrang matapang and masakit sa ulo. Actually, it smells pretty pleasant and nagfe-fade din naman yung amoy throughout the day. But again, yun yung kailangan mong i-trade para dun sa ultra light and mattifying na effect na meron siya. So because of that, I can only recommend this for those na oily and acne prone pero hindi sensitive sa mga alcohol-based and fragrance na products. And at 459 pesos for 40 ml, I think worth a try siya. Alright, and now from this point on, medyo nakakaloka guys because all our options are now below 400 pesos. And this next one comes in just a little under 400 pesos. This one is from a local brand na sobrang nagsa-step up din talaga recently. It's from the brand Y.O.U, and this is their Eve NEO Ultra Lightweight Sunscreen. Now as you guys know, when it comes to local brands, medyo mas maingat talaga ako sa pagpili ng mga sunscreens. In my opinion, it really has to be from a brand na personally trust mo talaga and medyo aligned kayo ng values. reviews, and ganun naman si Noah with me. And in fairness naman kay Noah, they're also very open na tinest nila yung sunscreen na to. They have the documents to back it up and FDA compliant sila. So check naman tayo dun sa lahat na yon. Na yung sunscreen na to, medyo late last year ko na siya na-try. Probably mga November of last year already. But I've been very, very satisfied with it so far. And ito actually nasa gym bag ko ngayon. When I need a sunscreen after kong mag-shower, kasi diba after mo mag-workout, mag-shower ka, medyo mainit and malagkit din sa locker room. So I need a sunscreen na as lightweight as possible kasi papawisan talaga ako. So as you can see sa label nila, this is SPF 50 PA3+, which is pretty good and high sun protection. I also do like that they did include the sunscreen ingredients dito sa likod ng packaging and hindi lang sa box, and you will see yung mga UV filters na ginamit nila rito. It has 4 of them which give you good UVA and UVB protection. And again, yung mga filters na to medyo oldies but goodies pa rin sila. Aside from that, this also does have allantoin and calendula extract which makes it soothing sa skin. And speaking of sa mga sensitive and irritated skin types dyan, this is also fragrance and drying alcohol free. And if you do want a sunscreen na kapag spread mo sa skin, parang tubig na lang yung feeling, as in presko lang and hindi siya makintab at mabigat, this is the sunscreen that you're looking for. As in, water light is the best way I can describe it. So this one starts as a creamy gel, and right when you spread it onto your skin, again, matutunaw siya agad onto a watery consistency that instantly blends and absorbs onto the skin. And the finish is so natural, parang naglagay ka lang ng toner minus yung sobrang kintab sa face mo. As in, ganun talaga siya ka-water-like. And I was really so impressed kasi ang marketing nila dito is one of the most lightweight sunscreens on the planet. O diba, nakakaloka yung planet, NASA is shaking. Charot. But seriously speaking, this is a really good sunscreen na marirecommend ko for those na gusto ng super presko lang regardless of your skin type, but most especially if you're oily. And at 395 pesos for 50 ml, sobrang worth it to. And if may kakilala kang nagsasabi na malagkit and mabigat yung mga sunscreens, ito yung ipakita mo sa kanila, ipatry mo sa kanila, as in maloloka sila, isaksak nyo to sa baga nila. Ay, why naman magiging violent? Sure. Alright, and now moving on to our next sunscreen. Ito naman is parang baby siya ng first sunscreen natin na si Frankly and yung previous sunscreen natin na si NEO. O diba, kung hindi mo na-gets, meaning hindi mo pinanood yung mga previous na products, nag-skip ka. So, panoorin nyo muna yon bago kayo bumalik sa part na to. But anyway, this is a sunscreen that in my opinion is also A+ kung nag-acne medications ka, and sobrang affordable pa niya, and it's also from another local brand that I trust. It's the full sunscreen. And for those na regularly nanonood ng mga videos ko, you guys would know that this was also in my all-local skincare routine from last year. Honestly, one of my favorite sunscreen releases from a local brand. And gaya nga ng sabi ko about local sunscreens, usually medyo iffy ako mag-test sa mga local brands, but si Full naman, matagal ko na siyang trust and aligned din ang values namin. I know that because they also share publicly yung sunscreen testing nila, and FDA compliant din sila. Now this one has very similar filters doon sa previous sunscreen natin, si Noah, but this one, it has very high protection. It has SPF 50+, PA4+. It does have 4 UV filters which help protect you from both UVA and UVB rays, and additionally, meron din tong 4% niacinamide, Centella asiatica, and allantoin, which are great to soothe and maintain the skin barrier. Meaning, kung tinatamad ka ng maglagay ng niacinamide serum in the morning or even a niacinamide moisturizer in the morning, pwede mo na tong gawing parang 2-in-1, maybe even 3-in-1 na moisturizer, sunscreen, and niacinamide product. And also, sa mga sensitive skin types dyan, this is also fragrance and drying alcohol free. Now, consistency-wise, again, very similar sila ni Noah, but this one is just very slightly more nourishing on the skin. From a cream gel, it spreads super easily onto the skin and absorbs also very quickly to a natural finish, giving your skin just enough hydration and moisture na hindi mabigat at all. And that's why this is a great 2-in-1 or 3-in-1 na moisturizer, niacinamide product, and sunscreen kung very oily or acne prone ka, kasi hindi to mabigat at all while still maintaining the health of your skin barrier, and parang ito na lang yung kailangan mong ilagay na product in the morning aside from your acne medications kung meron ka. And at 349 pesos for 50 ml, sobrang competitive yung pricing na to and the cheapest per ml sa listahan na to. So if value for money talaga ang hinahabol mo and you want a super comfortable but nourishing na sunscreen pa rin na fragrance free, this is your best bet. Alright, so yun na yung main na top 5 ko, but I do want to mention a runner-up, and malalaman nyo mamaya kung bakit runner-up siya. Pero ito guys, honestly, kailangan nyo rin malaman about this sunscreen because it's a 299 peso sunscreen na available sa Watsons, and minsan sa sobrang accessible niya sa 7-Eleven, available din to. And kahit runner-up siya, this is by far one of the most lightweight and easily absorbing sunscreens that I've tried ever, as in period. And this is actually from a Thai brand na available naman sa Philippines, pero kapag meron akong friend or kakilala na pumupunta sa Thailand, pinapa-hoard ko talaga to kasi grabe talaga ang ganda ng sunscreen na to. Sa mga mahilig tumingin ng skincare sa Watsons, baka familiar na yung brand na to for you, and that brand is Cathy and it's their Ultra Light Sun Fluid. So alam ko guys matagal na tong available, but really no one is talking about how lightweight and easily absorbent this sunscreen is, and high protection pa siya. Ito kasi SPF 50 PA4+ na siya, and it also contains 5 UV filters, which are a mix of yung mga traditional UV filters and yung mga advanced na UV filters. Now sa mga curious, this does contain some alcohol, although hindi siya alcohol-based because alcohol is 4th sa ingredients list niya, and it also does have fragrance sa mga curious about that. But again, for those na hindi naman masyadong sensitive sa fragrance or sa alcohol sa sunscreen nila, minor downside lang yun guys, because ang makukuha mo rito in exchange is an amazing texture. So this one actually, much like the others, it starts off as a cream kapag dinispense mo sa skin mo. Up until you spread it, magiging gel cream consistency siya, and it just melts into something watery, and then bigla-bigla siyang mag-absorb sa skin mo to a very natural, non-shiny finish. So actually, sobrang gandang-ganda talaga ako sa sunscreen na to, pero the reason why this is a runner-up sa listahan na to, and inis na inis talaga ako sa reason na to, and the reason is, nung hinanap ko yung bigger size na to, apparently, hindi ito available sa Pilipinas. Ang available lang sa atin is itong maliit na to. Yes, itong hawak ko na isa, ito yung pinabili ko sa Thailand na pina-hoard ko kasi talaga hindi siya available sa Pilipinas. And dun talaga ako inis na inis guys, because parang bakit? Kasi kung ito naging available to sa Pilipinas, sure ako ang daming bibili nito. But anyway, yun na yung pinaka-con talaga ng sunscreen na to, but I did have to mention it to you guys kasi kahit papano available pa rin naman sa atin ito. So I do suggest sa mga merong may budget that you try this. Especially since this one, in fairness, medyo budget friendly din naman siya. It's at 299 pesos but only for 15 ml. So obviously, hindi sulit yung price per ml niya, pero kasi ang liit-liit ng makukuha mong product talaga. So I guess mas ideal to for travel, for mga makeup kits, or if kailangan mo lang mag-reapply and may kailangan kang ilagay sa bag mo, this is a very, very solid option kung hindi ka sensitive sa fragrance and sa alcohol. And promise guys, sa mga sunscreen enthusiasts, you really have to try this. In my opinion, ang ganda talaga niya. And if ilabas talaga ni Cathy itong bigger size ng sunscreen na to, I swear, ang dami talagang bibili nito. Sa mga nakapag-try na ng sunscreen na to, kulitin natin si Cathy, please. As in, dumugin natin yung DMs nila to release this bigger size. Pero, ayun guys, as in, ang ganda-ganda kasi talaga nito. But for those of you na gusto talagang itry itong bigger version and wala kayong pang-budget papuntang Thailand, if I'm not mistaken, meron ako nakita either sa Shopee or sa Lazada na reseller ng bigger size nito. Ililink ko na lang kayo sa description box para hindi na kayo mahirapang hanapin sila. Of course, along with all the other sunscreens na minention ko sa video na to. Especially since most of the sunscreens na minention natin, mostly available lang sila online. Hindi sila laging available sa mga Watson stores, except probably yung Y.O.U tsaka yung NIVEA. Pero yung mga local brands, online-based lang talaga. And one more thing to remember about sunscreen, hindi lang siya about yung pagpili ng tamang sunscreen, but also of course yung tamang paggamit din sa kanya. So to make sure if tama ba yung paggamit mo, check out these 2 videos here on how to use your sunscreens correctly. And as always guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye!